Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Look, don't let the VA push you around. Don't let their bad decisions ruin your day or your life. Here's the deal. There is that mass exit of VBA, Veterans Benefits Administration employees. The pressure's on, quotas are high, and there has been many quotes now from processors at the VBA, Veterans Benefits Administration, that said, look, the quotas were so high that, now I'm paraphrasing, of course, because I don't remember the exact quote, but basically what they're saying is, look, the quotas are so high and I don't want to get written up and I need to make it through a claim. And so as soon as I see anything that would be cause for a denial, I'm not going to look for any other evidence to offset that. I'm just going to call it a denial and move on. Now, what do? You have options and often these options will work out for you as long as your claim's legit, right? So I wanted to go through that with you, give you the three options that you have with a little bit of clarity. And it's just an overview, a little bit of clarity on each option so you know what you can do and what you need to do with your VA decision. So with that, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. If you're not a member, consider joining. It does help out the channel immensely, and it helps me to find you guys in the comments. Now, before I jump into it, a decision from the VA that is negative, right? You file a claim, it comes back denied, that's a negative decision. Okay, you're going to have options to deal with that, but you also have options to deal with, I filed a claim, they came back and they gave me a 0% or a 10%, and I believe I should be, my rooster, and I believe that I should be a 30%. You can deal with that the same way. This is going to be utilizing the VA decision reviews, or you could file an appeal. So you have options. You have two decision review options with the VBA, with the VBA, the Benefits Administration. I apologize for the rooster. So you have that option with the Veterans Benefits Administration too. Then you have one with the Board of Veterans Appeals, the BVA. So let's jump into it here. What you have, and I'm just going to read this. So you have three. You have the higher level review, you have the supplemental claim, and then you have your appeal with the Board of Veterans Appeals. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this to you from the VA's website, so that way there's no question. So moving on, the legacy VA appeals process is changed to the decision review process. So it used to be you would have to file a notice of disagreement and go through that route, but now you don't have to. So if you disagree with a VA decision dated on or after February 19th, 2019, you can choose from three decision review options: supplemental claim, higher level review, or a board appeal to continue your case. And by the way, when you do that within the allotted time frames, you preserve your effective date, either the date you filed the claim or the date that you filed your intent to file. So that's a very, very important piece of this puzzle. If you aren't satisfied with the results of your first option you choose, you can try another eligible option. Also important to understand. So to request your decision reviews, you can do the, I don't, personally, I'm not a fan of the way that they order them. They always put supplemental claim first, then higher level review, then board review. I feel like the first two should be switched, just the way that I look at it. So a higher level review is what I'm going to talk about first. So a higher level review is, I've supplied the VA everything. For some reason, they've missed it. I have nothing else to supply. Nothing. So I'm going to ask for a higher level review to have a higher level employee, a rater, look at my claim and dig through it and make sure that the decision was correct or not. And if it wasn't correct, to make the right decision. Now, for me personally, that would be a lesser option for me, because I personally would always look to just double down on the evidence that's needed to combat the decision, right? So if they denied me for something, or if they gave me a lower decision, I would supply one more piece of evidence and go to the supplemental claim option. So you can file that supplemental claim, and this is allowing you to add any additional evidence. So you can go back to your doctor. You can let your doctor know that hey, I'm filing some paperwork or whatever with the VA to get reimbursed for my medical expenses. Can you jot down a little letter for me? You can make another trip to the doctor about your condition. You can address the nexus if that's what's needed. You can address the severity if that's what's needed. So remember, there's two components. Again, in my opinion, there's two main things that you need to work on when you're filing your claim to get results on. And that's first, getting service connected, of course, right? Get service connected, but also get the correct rating. You must utilize the supplemental claim, not the supplemental claim. You need to utilize the rating schedule. You need to utilize the rating schedule for the VA conditions, right? So all the conditions that you could be rated for have a designation for each specific rating that can be allotted. And you must use that to make sure that you are hitting all the points that the VA is looking for. Even verbatim is a good way. So make sure you utilize that. So utilizing the supplemental claim allows you to add any additional evidence to address whatever issues there are regarding your service connection or your rating. And again, use that schedule of ratings. The next one is your board appeal. So you can send your appeal to the board. Now, the board appeal is kind of funny because, one, it takes a lot longer than these other options. So many times you can get your result by utilizing the higher level review or utilizing the supplemental claim. Now, if all else fails, if those don't work, then go to the board. Most people don't jump straight to the board just because it could be years before you get a decision. So it's kind of like the last resort. Now, what you can do with the board is you have basically the same types of options. You can have essentially the higher level review where you're not submitting any additional information, you're just pushing it to the board. You can provide additional information, and you can also have a hearing in person if you would like. So your option one, request a direct review is what it's called. So that's kind of in line with your higher level review, right? They just have a different name. So request a direct review. And then, and by the way, I've utilized that before. I've done the direct review, and they ruled in my favor. So actually, that's a lie. I did submit new evidence. So I did the submit new evidence, and the board ruled in my favor. So the option two is the submit new evidence, which is essentially the same as a supplemental claim, but with the board. And then your third, again, is the requesting a hearing. So I'll read through the request a hearing piece for you. If you request a hearing with a veterans law judge, you can choose to add new and relevant evidence. You can submit this evidence at the hearing or within 90 days after the hearing. Adding evidence is optional. So you can have that hearing so you can have your voice, right, and answer questions and what have you. And adding additional evidence is an option. I, again, am always a fan of, if you have the opportunity to add new evidence, do it, because you're going to pick evidence that's in your favor, so it can help to tilt the scale. It says here that they will transcribe your hearing and add the transcript to your appeal file. So in a way, it's your statement, right? You can choose from 3 different ways to speak with a veterans law judge. You have 3 options. A virtual hearing. That's 3 times. So virtual hearing from your home, a video conference hearing at a VA location near you, or in-person hearing at the board in Washington, D.C. So those, again, are your options. And just to kind of, I guess, recap, your initial VA options are higher level review and supplemental claim. Then you can push to the board and you can do the adding new evidence. You can do the review, or you can request a hearing by a judge. So with that, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.